ForeFlight has introduced dynamic procedures, a new way to set up, brief, and monitor instrument approaches. Like the SmartCharts feature recently added to Garmin Pilot, a rival EFB, dynamic procedures is a step away from traditional instrument procedure charts. In fact, as a vice president at ForeFlight explained in a blog post, dynamic procedures is a milestone toward a fully interactive, chart-free IFR experience. You can watch a detailed demonstration of dynamic procedures on the ForeFlight YouTube channel. This video, captured during practice approaches under VFR at Hoquiam, Washington, compares the new ForeFlight feature with the presentation in Garmin Pilot, which I demonstrated in a previous video. The SmartChart is for the ILS runway 24, but the track and profile are essentially the same as for the RNAV approach. I support the gradual transition away from traditional charts to an interactive, data-driven depiction of key information that focuses on the details you need based on the type of aircraft you fly and variables such as the minimums you want to use, out-of-service components, and so forth. It's interesting to see how each developer is making the switch. The approach you prefer will probably depend on how you currently use EFBs while flying instrument procedures, the avionics in your aircraft, and other factors. At present, I prefer SmartCharts, but I'll keep gaining experience with each app. Okay, we are level of 4,500 west of Seattle. We're about 20 miles west of the Seattle BOR. And headed toward Cairo intersection, we're going to do the RNAV approach into Hoquiam using dynamic procedures feature in ForeFlight.
Fort Jack Officer, left direct commander, advised with the weather. Awesome.
The airplane's all taken care of for the cruise section. We'll get set up for the approach.
504, contact code 13365.
A couple of things. The Hoquiam BOR is out of service. The DME is out of service for the ILS. So that's why we're doing the RNAV. And we will monitor Seattle Center on this. We'll take a quick look at the weather just to see what's going, but it was clear earlier. Still showing, okay, they got overcast at 41, so we should be okay on that by the time we get in there. 3020 is the altimeter. We'll see what it looks like as we get in close. We should be fine VFR, so we'll be well below that as we fly the procedure. Unless those clouds have really pushed inland farther than they were forecast to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is load the approach into the GTN. So we're going to do the RNAV 24. We'll go via ULIS. We're going to load the approach. We're turning now at Cairo. That has us at 45, which is where we are right now.
Fort Jack Officer, straight in RNAV, runway 35 approach.
And then I'm going to go ahead and take us directly to ULIS now that we're on the airway. So that will activate the approach because it's a procedure below the procedure title. And we need to do the same thing here. ForeFlight will activate the approach. It brings up the chart, and now we can bring up the briefing sidebar here. So let's get things set up. 23, let's see, the AWAS is 35. 775. That checks. The CTAF is 22.7. Today. Seattle Center 28.3, we've got that dialed up. We'll switch over to that in a minute once we get past Shelton. And we need to, forgot to select the minimums, so we need to do that. They display. No. I'm still getting used to this.
Report cancellation of IFR, the frequency of the ground.
So our comms are set up, our nav are also set up. I've still got Seattle and Olympia VORs dialed into my
bearing pointers, VOR receivers, but again, the Hoquiam VOR is out of service, so I won't bother tuning that. And we're going to Euless, that's and then down to LAM at 29, Eddy at 21, Bodal at 920, and then the LPV minimums are 226. Let's make sure we set those. So they are now set. And it's daytime, good visibility underneath, so we don't worry about the approach lights. The missed approach is a climb to 2600 direct to Zunad, but we're probably just going to break off and come back out again depending on the weather and try another approach there before we go head home.
3790, runway 34 left.
So in this respect, I think the sidebar is helpful for briefing and setting up and then briefing an approach, which we've accomplished.
Steady
I'm going to turn
722
that off.
maintain 7000.
And the only other thing we need to do is set our altitude at Netty, which is 2100. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now we'll go to the profile view, select approach, and we'll see if we get the airplane.
Steady 722, fighting 130.
This time as we come in. So we're now about 6.5 minutes from Euless. The airplane is ready for the approach. We're going to fly it with our standard config. So once we start down, I'll bring the power back.
Steady 722, contact approach 125.9.
And we'll fly at 110 knots, approach flaps, the gear down at glide path intercept. Just so I can observe what's going on, I will let the autopilot fly it for now, and I'll take over once we're established inbound. We'll pass Shelton. I'm going to go ahead and tune up Seattle Center. So we have it for reference in case anybody is shooting an approach there. Now I can arm VPAP. And really, I think the real question now is whether you want to show the chart or not. We briefed it, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the chart off, so things are a little less cluttered. I have some traffic off my right, 2,000 feet below. Let's take a look at him. A little slower than I am. I normally fly with the flight plan, the fly approaches with the flight plan window showing, so I can see the sequence of fixes and altitudes and distances both to the next fix and the cumulative distance. So the briefing strip, info strip on ForeFlight is not particularly useful. It kind of replicates that. So again, I think it's mostly useful when you are setting up and then briefing an approach. All right, so the ceiling is coming down. We'll just keep an eye on it, make sure it stays VFR. We're now about 3 minutes from Euless. We have a turn at Euless, and then we descend to the next leg will be 2900. Again, per the strip in ForeFlight. I think it's clear that ForeFlight this is a first step toward completely data-driven presentation of procedural information, and they're not following the same pattern that
Traffic, 4 o'clock.
0 kilo, Sierra 5000 climbing 14,000.
It's the jump plane off of Shelton. And the descent, so I'm going to go ahead and start slowing down. Power back to about 17 to 18 inches of manifold pressure. comes our next turn. .209. Sight out there, so the weather shouldn't be a factor. We'll see how far that shelf of clouds extends. Well, there's our minute warning to start our descent, so I've already brought the power back. RV path carrot is showing. I got the opium area in sight, but still good VFR. Don't hear any other traffic on Seattle Center frequency. Airplane approach. Should be seeing our airplane though. Let's go back up here and see what's going on. There we are, we're above it. That's the problem. Now we're starting our descent.
Seattle Center, good morning, it's Alaska, 1154, we're just leaving 380 for positive Cresta 240.
Alaska 1154, Seattle Center, descend via the Hawk State arrival, landing north, Seattle Center 3020, transition public speed.
Okay, descend via the Hawks arrival, landing north, 3020, then published speeds, Alaska, 1154.
So we're aiming for 2,900 at Lamb, which is in about 2.5 minutes. Hear any other traffic around. After Lamb, it's steady at 2,100. I'm going to go ahead and arm approach mode now. Glide path is active. We're already in GPS. Glide path is standing by. It's armed, and we're still in GPS mode. We have a preview of the glide path indicator starting to appear. Airport's in sight, well below the clouds here. Switch over to Hoquiam. Start monitoring that traffic there. I think we have one aircraft.
Pierce County, Cessna 5955 Echo, left base for runway 35, Pierce.
About 5 miles, 1.5 miles.
55 Echo, are you going to be set to go?
We'll be a full stop, 55 Echo.
Okay, coming up on Lamb in about 40 seconds.
Pierce traffic, first RV, left base 35, full stop, Pierce County.
Pierce County traffic, second RV is going to extend it base, or downwind for runway 35 Pierce.
Pierce traffic, Cessna 55 Echo is on final for runway 35, full stop here.
Turning right 245.
Pierce County traffic, second RV, left base, runway 35 Pierce County, full stop.
Pierce County traffic, 4725 Delta's right 360 in the downwind for separation.
Oakley Empowerment Traffic Bonanza 46 Foxtrot 11 mile final runway 24 low approach. Oakley Empowerment.
There's traffic first RVs, final 35, Pierce County.
LPVs enunciated. We're about 2 minutes, 20 seconds from
Final runway 35 again.
leave the airplane clean for the moment. We're still descending to 2100. Kind of a long final out here. We've got about just under 5 miles to Nettie now.
Pierce County traffic, Stanley 932 Foxtrot Whiskey at 2,600, 4 miles to the northeast. We'll be overflying to the southwest. Pierce County.
Go ahead for practice. We'll use the toga feature for the miss on this, and then we'll get ourselves set up. That's what we're going to do next. We're about a minute and a half from Nettie, the final approach fix. Speed checks approach flaps. This slowed down and configured by the time we get to intercept here outside of Nettie. Okay, we're about a minute from Nettie. 200 feet to go. Push the power up to 2,500 RPM, so we're ready for the miss. Under a mile to Nettie. Glide path markers coming in. Checks, gear coming down, taxi light on. 3 green. Approach flaps, mixtures ridge props at 25. We're just about 5 knots slow. Push the power up just a little bit. Hoquiam Bowerman traffic, Bonanza 46 Foxtrot, just inside 5 mile final, runway 24, low approach, Hoquiam.
Three-mile final runway 24.
A little bit fast. Hoquiam Bowerman traffic, Bonanza 46 Foxtrot, 2.5 mile final, low approach, runway 24, Hoquiam Bowerman. On the visual glide path.
500.
On glide path, on center line, on speed, 3 green. Of course, the missed approach does not show up in this dynamic procedures. About 400 to go. A mile. 100 to go. Approaching minimums. Minimums. Push the power up. We're climbing out. Positive rate gear's coming up. Pilot is engaged. I'll climb into 2,600. Like it's getting a little bit gunky down here, so we're going to go ahead and disengage the autopilot. Turn out to the south. Hoquiam Bowerman Bonanza 46 Foxtrots. Turning south out over the estuary. Hoquiam. So the clouds are right just to the west of the airport.